Hey YouTube, what's going on? This is Sam back at you again. I know it's been about 2, maybe 3 weeks since I did a video, um, but I have family in town. My granddaughter's here from the West Coast, so she's been here. My mom has been here. My mom is gone back home, but my granddaughter's still here. This is her last week here, so I will be leaving out Friday to take her back to meet her mom um, this weekend. But I'm going to go ahead on and get into a story. If you see me pausing every now and then, it's because my granddaughter has come and she's 4. And so whenever she comes in, it's only fair that I give her the time and attention that she deserves and she wants. Is she spoiled? Yeah. Did I do it? Yeah. But that's the price and that's the love of a grandmother. Anybody out there who's watching, who is a grandmother or a grandparent or grandparents, or you love kids, you don't have children or grandchildren, you love kids. It's just something about a grandchild's love that is not like your children. Um, and anybody that's a grandmother or grandparent, they can attest to that. But anyway, this story is a story that um, I had not touched on since it happened. I kind of wanted to wait, and trust me, it's been almost like a 2-year wait, a little over 2 years actually, since this incident happened. But I kind of wanted to wait. I did not want to touch on it right then and there on the spot because I said I want to wait and see what other information and documents or whatever came out about this case. But this is a case that happened right here in Prince William County, Virginia, right here in the Woodbridge, Virginia area. Um, and I'm just going to get on up into it and I'm going to read it. I'm going to read from the paper called the Prince William Times. It's a local newspaper about what's going on in Prince William County and surrounding areas or whatever the case may be. But this one is in regards to the Hamilton case that happened in 2016. And I'm going to read it and then I'm going to give my opinion throughout as I go through the story. Jury selection begins in Hamilton trial. Woodbridge man faces charges in fatal shooting of wife and police officer. Jury selection began this week in the case of a Woodbridge man who is charged with killing his wife and a police officer in 2016. Ronald Williams Hamilton, 34, pleaded not guilty to capital murder and other charges Thursday, August the 9th, for the shooting deaths of his wife, Crystal Hamilton, 29, and Prince William County Police Officer Ashley Guinden. If I'm saying her name wrong, please forgive me. I never knew this lady. I never met her. They may have mentioned her name on the news, but I promise you, I don't know how to pronounce it, and it's no disrespect to her or her family. So please don't try to, blow my head off because I don't correctly pronounce her name. She was 28 on February 22nd, 2016. Hamilton is also charged with shooting 2 other officers who survived. If convicted of capital murder, Hamilton could be sentenced to death or to life in prison. Um, Hamilton's trial began with jury selection on Monday, August 13th. Jury selection is scheduled to take about 3 weeks due to the large number of potential jurors attorneys plan to question before selecting a jury. At least 300 potential jurors are set to be called. Opening statements in the trial are scheduled for September the 4th, and the trial is expected to last about 3 months. Also, at the August 9th hearing, Prince William Circuit Court Judge Stephen S. Smith denied defense attorney's motion to change venue and move the trial to another location. And a lot of times when the defense attorney put in a request to change venues, it's due to the fact that it's a high-profile case and that they feel that they will not get a fair trial due to the situation of the case. And a lot of times it gets denied. Sometimes it does get moved, but those are rare circumstances, and someone's life literally have to be in jeopardy for that to happen, or it's whereas um, the judge knows that a person would not get a fair trial, but they're not trying to have that here. But anyway, I'm going to continue to read on with the story. Prosecutors say Hamilton shot his wife inside their home on the 13,000 block of Lashmere Court in Woodbridge on February 27, 2016, and then shot 3 police officers who responded to Crystal Hamilton's 911 call for help. Gundon, the police officer who was fatally shot, was working her first day as a Prince William County police officer. She had been sworn in the day before. And I remember them talking about that. And, that's sad because, I think she comes from a family of police officers, if I'm not mistaken. But also one thing, I'm not going to excuse Ronald Hamilton's justification for it, but he was at that time current military. And I guarantee you he had a lot of PTSD. But anyway, I'm going to read on to the story. And for those of you who think PTSD isn't real, talk to a soldier who has been deployed not just one time, but you got soldiers who have been deployed 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. And if you think it don't mess with the psyche, it does. Because when you go to war, for those people who have never been to war, I've never been to war. I've never been in the military, although that is one thing in life that I do regret is not going into the military. However, you talk to someone who has been to war. You talk to someone who has been deployed several times into these countries, and they don't know if they're going to make it back home to see their families. Their families don't know if their husband or wife is going to make it back to be with them. That's stressful. And then you got to worry about if you or your brother in arms could get her head blown off, get killed, get shot up right in front of you. All that messes with the psyche. And people don't seem to understand that. And it's as if they just tell you, to go and talk to somebody, that'll give you some help. Sometimes talking don't do shit, but amp it up even more. But anyway, I'm going to keep on going, and then we're going to dig more into the story. Okay, Crystal Hamilton was found dead in a bedroom in the house, police said, described by friends and co-workers as vivacious, upbeat, and compassionate. Crystal Hamilton worked for the U.S. Marine Corps Wounded Warrior Regiment at Quantico, and Quantico is literally right here. I can look out my back door right here and see Quantico's golf course. If I wasn't worried about getting shot up by a sniper, I'd jump across that little creek and be right there at Quantico. No lie. That's how close I am to Quantico. Where she helped Marines seriously wounded in combat navigate their sometimes long recoveries. The couple's then 11-year-old son Tariq was inside the home when the shooting took place. The boy's father, Ronald Hamilton, forced Tariq outside the front door of the house shortly after officers were shot, according to the court documents. The boy told police he was scared to leave the house because he didn't know how the officers would react. Now, hold up right there. Now, see, let me say something right here. Now, this little 11-year-old boy is aware of all the killings that are going on with the police about unarmed and our unarmed black men and women. He was aware that he could be shot by the police if he was to leave out of that house. He's an 11-year-old black boy. He knows that his life is in jeopardy every time he leaves that house. And that is a sin and a shame that you have an 11-year-old boy who is in the house where his mom got killed, but he is so afraid of getting killed himself by the police that he refused to leave until his father forces him out the house. Now, that ought to tell you something about the police. I'm not saying that Prince William County police are known or that are, or will kill an unarmed black man, but I'm pretty sure they are aware of everything that's going on around here, especially in Baltimore, D.C. D.C. is what, 30 minutes up the street. 95. And Richmond is an hour away. You got Baltimore that's an hour and a half away. Whatever the case may be. I'm telling you, all this stuff is going on right around Virginia. And the police officers see it, and they are aware. They are aware that people are afraid of them. They are aware that people will run from them. They are aware. They are aware, especially here in Prince William County. They are aware. But anyway, let me keep going about this. And it's a shame that this 11-year-old boy was willing to stay in the house because he was more so worried about what was going to happen to him outside of the house than what was going to happen to him inside. And this man, his father, killed his mom. He was more so scared of the police than his own father. And that ought to be a red flag for the police officers. But anyway, I'm going to keep going. Anyway, okay, I'm sorry. He said that he saw the wounded officers lying in the front lawn and said one of them told him, "Just run." According to the transcript of a videotape interview police conducted with the boy on the night of the shootings. In a pretrial hearing, August the 3rd, the judge agreed to call the Hamilton son to testify in the trial if Commonwealth's attorney Paul Ebert deems it necessary. Well, let's pray that they don't deem it necessary because this little 11-year-old child done been through enough. His mom is dead. His dad is in jail. I mean, how much more do this little boy got to suffer? And I pray to God that they don't have to put him on the trial because can you imagine that he has to relive this thing over again, word for word, move by move, minute by minute? Can you imagine that this boy probably haven't had a good night's sleep since February the 27th? This boy has not had a good night's sleep since. If you hear my granddaughter, that's her. She's looking at Toy Story, so I apologize. So anyway, Ebert, however, said he would avoid doing so if possible. But let's pray and hope that he does not have to call. According to the court documents, Hamilton made statements to Prince William County Police Sergeant J.G. Medaware, thank God it ain't J.G. Wentworth, after the shooting and said he shot his wife and the officers. Hamilton said he shot the officers with an AK-47. Damn, he was trying to take them out like a damn soldier. He was trying to take them out like he was trying to take out the enemy over there across the seas. You know what I'm saying? AK-47? There is no reason that that kind of weapon should be out on the street. But anyway, let me continue. I ruined my life. Take your gun and shoot me now. The officers were storming in, so I shot them. Are the officers okay? Hamilton said, according to the court documents. The officers showed a lot of restraint. Hamilton then said to Medaware, the court documents state, Medaware asked Hamilton if he were trying to commit suicide by cop. He said he wasn't, Medaware said. He said he snapped and he did not know why he fired at them. Medaware said in a court document. He then said that he might have PTSD. Hamilton was a staff sergeant in the Army at the time of the arrest. His military service included 2 tours in Iraq, according to the military records. See, let me tell y'all something about going over to war. We have someone who is sitting as a commander-in-chief in the White House right now and says he loves war. No, he doesn't love war. He loved the fact that war can generate a lot of money for those people who have that power to be. And that power to be is that Skrilla, them coins, them ducats, them dollars. People who benefit from war are those who are supplying the weapons, those who are supplying the machinery, the fuel, the oil, the food, and whatever else the military needs to keep them afloat while they're going to war. Because if you have machines, it's going to take oil or fuel to run them. You got to have food to feed them. They got to have weapons in order to be able to defend themselves. So they're going to get the weapons from the manufacturing company, which is part of the NRA. See, this is it's a vicious cycle, and the cycle keeps. You know how you see the magicians or the whatever on stage, and they have the first silver ring, and then they have another one. They hit it together, and it goes together, and then they put up another one, and you got 3, boom, and then you got another, and next you got 4 circles connected. Well, that's how this war thing is. One circle is connected to another circle, and it constantly just keeps spinning, 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 spinning. So when you have a person who goes over to Iraq, Afghanistan, Somalia, Kosovo. See, people don't talk about Kosovo, but it's still soldiers over in Kosovo. You don't believe me? Check it. Check your information. There's people still over in Kosovo. These people are still over in Korea, Germany, all these other places that the United States have had a war with or had some whatever with. We have people over there right damn now. And people don't understand that this PTS thing is real. And I have a friend of mine right now who did Somalia, Afghanistan, Iraq, and he has PTSD, but not to the point to whereas he, snaps or whatever the case may be. But at the same time, I understand this man's plight in regards to how he feels, but at the same time, we can only pray for the family. We can only pray for the deceased that things will be okay, and I'll give you an update as the trial comes to a head and it comes to a fold. And that's all I got. And it was good to be back on here. I will be back doing another video soon. So you guys have a great day. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you want to share it, you can share it with your family and your friends. And definitely subscribe to the channel. That's it. That's all I got for right now. See y'all soon. Peace.